Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. I'm very excited today. We've been trying to work this out for a while to talk politics with LEX 18's political reporter, Karolina Buczek. Thank you for being with us finally.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So lots of stuff obviously going on in Frankfort. Today the budget was something that was a big talking point, and Governor Beshear is pretty okay with what the House sent over. Like, he kind of got, for the most part, what he was looking for.
Absolutely. He said that this is one of the better budgets that he's seen. And it's not just him that thinks it's a good one. Today on the House floor, when they were going back and forth on this, everyone was okay with it. And they're actually saying this is a good budget. So it's not just that they're okay with it, but they're saying this is good. We can work with this.
And teachers still getting a raise, maybe not the $2,000 across the board, but all state employees are going to be benefiting from this budget.
Absolutely. Everyone's going to get that 1% raise. Everyone except for lawmakers, actually.
Okay.
So all state employees except for lawmakers.
Hey, good. You know what? I'm totally cool with that. But there isn't a lot of revenue in the budget, which, you know, I don't think there was a lot that Governor Beshear had in there that wasn't gaming, and we kind of knew that wasn't going to totally come to fruition. So I'm still curious where you think some of the revenue may be coming from.
Yeah, I think they're counting on that tax from vape products. They're counting on that money, but then also one big thing that, like you mentioned, that was not there was any revenue from gaming. So people are starting to read into this. Is the gaming bill dead now? And I mean, it's been stalled for a while, so we really don't know what's happening with that. But it's important to note that it was not in that budget.
Yeah, so the sports betting was not in there. The money from that. Medical marijuana, while it probably wouldn't generate any revenue for the state, there has seemed to be like a swell of bipartisan support, and then it kind of was drawn back just a little bit. Where do you see anything happening with medical marijuana this session?
So what we are seeing is exactly what we expected to see, that this would get some support in the House, and it did. It got overwhelming support in the House, but we knew this bill was going to have a hard time in the Senate, and that is exactly what's happening right now. The chairman of the committee that needs to take this bill up, he says he's not going to call the bill for a vote until he is perfectly okay with it, and he says he has a lot of questions. So will this bill ever get a vote in the Senate this year? It's really hard to tell. Which
is crazy to me because it's already, the way it's written, it's already the strictest medical marijuana, would be the strictest medical marijuana law across any of the 31 states where it already is. So to make it even stricter, which I assume is what they're trying to do, you know, I just don't know that they can get any more strict.
Yeah, I think the concern is that people are looking at this and they're worried that this is going to be the slippery slope.
Yes.
They're saying they're worried that this is going to lead to recreational marijuana or whatnot. So that, I think, is what people are having a really hard time with. And then of course there are the advocates that are for it, and the many Kentuckians that are for it that are just like, just give this bill a try. It's already so strict. So that's where the two sides are really at right now.
Yeah. So I think I think statewide, it definitely gets a ton of support with constituents. There was kind of a scene in Frankfort, not a scene, but a display where they had some Handmaid's Tale dressed, you know, with the red cloaks and the white hats, and they were pro-choice advocates. There are a couple abortion bills that I just don't see any way that they are not going to go through.
And you're exactly right. These bills will go through. Of course, the people that are against these abortion bans, they're going to show up. They show up every time. And like you said, I mean, they get attention because they show up in outfits and they're there to make a statement. But with the legislature the way it is right now, there's just really no way that these bills are not going to pass. These bills have a lot of support among lawmakers.
So you mentioned that everyone was kind of, you know, holding hands today. Have you noticed a difference in Frankfort in covering it, the tone of things?
There seems to be a different tone, I will say, compared to last year, the way we're looking at this year. Today, when the House, when they were voting on the budget, I was expecting this to get a little more contentious, and people were very civil. They were polite. They were complimenting one another. So it seems like people are really willing to work with one another.
Hey, that's a good thing. I'm cool with that. Again, that's the one thing I think that Andy Beshear wanted to accomplish this session besides the budget, and I think he's done that. All right, Karolina, thank you so much for joining us. We will continue to have you on Hey Kentucky if you will be so kind as to join us again. More Hey Kentucky right after this.